Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Golden Sun. And when last we left off, Isaac and Co are turning into little spelunkers here, heading down Altin Mine in search of the enemies that are in the top right corner of the screen. The monsters that are spewing limitless supplies of foul water and flooding the mines and in turn the village surrounding the mines. We need to kill all of them, and each one we kill will lower the water level that little bit more, as slowly the water will drain away. But the enemies that are left, the water spewing ones that is, will keep the water at a particular level. Once we've got rid of all of them, in theory, Altin should be okay once more. And conveniently, there is one smoke bomb there, had no effect on Ivan. Conveniently, all the stock in the stores is not really that damaged by the water, which is surprising, but also convenient. We want to go down there and get that piece of loot, and fortunately the minecart is actually set at the moment to go and get that piece of loot. So one pillar of frost later, and we should go and get that item. There we go, just climb up here, jump over some ice. It's a good thing we don't slip on that ice. The boots we have must be really good and have great grip. Woohoo! Minecart adventure engaged! We go over to the left here, and jump over a massive gap, over to where this treasure chest is. We are going to be switching out a piece of equipment for Isaac here. This iron shield we're just going to give to Ivan to hold on to, while we get an item made of dragon scales, the dragon shield. It's a really good shield, and it also gives fire resistance, which is always nice. Unfortunately, it's not nice right now, as none of the enemies we're fighting really deal fire damage, but it will be nice in a little bit. There we go, a few attacks here, and we haven't dealt with any of them. A critical hit there from a calamar, which is not good. And the bite there does 14 damage. We can deal with 14 damage. I think it's safe to say that these enemies are going to be no more. That one's still around. Well, that one isn't anymore. That one definitely isn't. Goodbye. And neither is that one. Excellent. Experience is a good thing. We want to go back to where we were. Woohoo! If only we could just use the minecarts to get everywhere. That would be brilliant. We'd also get no experience, mind you, because we'd just be using minecarts and we don't get combats on them. But hey, minecarts are awesome. Alright, down here, and through to this area where we want to change the direction of where the minecart goes. Specifically, we want it to go right so that we can get access to the living statue that's spewing all the water everywhere. I also went back to the area that I didn't go to, the small bit of mine that... remember where the previous living statues were? There was a bit of mine I didn't go to before. There is no reason to go in that direction right now, because the item that is there is currently unavailable. Also, that enemy tried to run, didn't work out for you. That is not so bad, because Ivan's probably going to be using psynergy in a moment. Also, just because we can, I think it's time to use a Ragnarok there. And a Ray here. There we go. Excellent. Ray will deal a significant amount of damage. It didn't kill any of them, and that attack didn't kill anyone, but Ragnarok will always deal loads of damage. There we go, 117. It's just a brilliant spell. There we are, and a few more attacks. I think we can quite safely say that this is done and dusted. One down, and I think, yep, that one is also gone. A lot of experience, a lot of gold, but just sort of hoarding gold right now. We have 7,000 once again. But of course, in the tradition of role-playing games, where we are buying equipment, which is, well, the next place, which will be here, the items will be far more expensive, but they will be moderately better. Fortunately, I think we're going to have more than enough money. Minecart adventure engage! As this time we go over here, the direction of the monster that's spewing loads of water everywhere. We've dealt with these before, so dealing with this one shouldn't be that much of a problem. We know roughly what to do. Alright, we're just going to use a Ragnarok here, a heat wave here, a not frost there, a sleep there, and really you shouldn't be doing that much, just a melee attack, just in case the sleep doesn't work, which it did work. There we go, Ragnarok time! And that is quite a lot of damage, but not as much damage as this one. It's a really impressive amount of damage there, 101. Garrett actually gets quite a lot of times to shine because a lot of enemies are weak to fire. It does make sense that a lot of enemies are weak to fire. It's just a shame that Garrett is the one that has the least amount of psynergy, but I suppose that counteracts the fact that a lot of his spells are very effective. I think it's time to say goodbye to this living statue, if we're fortunate, that is. There we go, and away it goes. Level 16 for Knight, which is brilliant. Level 16 is just a good level to get to. And now all the water here drains away. And I don't think we have anything more we need to do here. So we're just going to go on the minecart and leave. But a few encounters will get in our way. But hey, it shouldn't be that difficult because we are quite a bit higher level than we even went into this place. I think we have gained at least one level apiece nearly. One enemy just decided, you know what, I'm not involved in this anymore, goodbye, and that enemy gets to live. Because the Vorpal Slash, nope, not the Vorpal Slash, but the Blizzard managed to finish off that rat fighter. There we go, one more minecart adventure. And what an adventure it was! We're going to go over here. The Pillar of Frost is now gone. Unfortunately, there's a little slope here we can go down. Whee! And we can just backtrack to where we were. Out of the mine itself, because there is now one more area we can go to. We can backtrack down there through that little slope, because that bit of frost also goes. It does make sense that they eventually melt. They melt a lot slower than you'd think they would, considering the temperature down this mine, I imagine. There we go, some blizzard, we'll take care of that one. And a siphon seal here. No sealing of synergy, but there really isn't any point, because we win. And winning is brilliant in these combats, because the alternative is losing, and that is a game over. Haven't actually had a game over yet. I imagine I will at some point. Alright, we'll just go down this. Oh, one combat. We want to deal with these slime beasts first, most certainly. There we go. A selection of melee attacks there. And here, one of them's gone. And sticky poison. It didn't actually manage to deal poison, which is good. There we are. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's more likely to do so than not. Alright, 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack, and gone. 233 gold. We have a lot of gold. That is nearly 9,000. We nearly have all the money back that we spent before. Also, it's just a good thing that these minecarts don't just like fall and crash everywhere. They get a lot of momentum considering they're on a really tiny hill. And now we're nearly back at the entrance, which is handy because we need to go and do a lot of shopping, hopefully. This way now, down here, and hopefully, oh, one more encounter with a dirge and a bone fighter. We can deal with a dirge and a bone fighter. 1 attack there, 1 attack here, excellent. And if you also, you notice there were 3 exclamation marks there for Ivan. I don't know why, just curious, let's have a look at that again. Yep, there was 1 there. Oh well, not bad. I don't think that was linked to any sort of elemental thing, I just noticed it was curious. Alright, the water has subsided a bit more. There is a house here that we can go into. Hello, how are you? Don't be too harsh on those beasts. Why? I'm just glad to get my house back. And all the beds, once again, are a complete mess. Anything in here? No. What about in here? Nothing at all. And we can't reach that one whatsoever. Are you trying to find your way west through the mountains? Indeed we are. There should be a passage that leads west at the bottom of the mine. That's very handy. I thought the village was done for. I'm glad we didn't give up hope, and I'm glad that the protagonists managed to stumble across this location just in the nick of time. Don't worry, we were always going to come here. Also, I don't think we can have a look in... No, we can't have a look in there. I was just trying. We just repeated the conversation a few times. Here is the Armour Store, and the Weapons Store is now available too. The Water Beast looks exactly like Altin's Guardian statues. Could the Guardian statues have turned into the monsters? Maybe they could have. Come to think of it, it looked like our Guardian statue was spewing water. I think we might have got to the bottom of what's happening here. Let's have a look at all of your items, shall we? Nothing here. Nothing there. What about in here? Nothing in there either. It's great that I can sell armor out of my shop again, as opposed to my back pocket where I was selling it before. We dried off all the armor and polished it up. There should be no trace of rust now. That is not very reassuring. Anything good here? Let's have a look. Ooh, there's chainmail. There's also gauntlets, armlets, and iron helms. There is some really good stuff here, but I'm not so sure we can afford it just yet. Ah, you have good taste. Everything we carry here is of excellent quality. There is the China dress again, the item you could get in Cyan. I didn't actually have a look at it before. It drops enemies' attack if you use it in combat like an item. I haven't really been doing much use in combat concerning items, but right now I don't think we want any of these items. We need a bit more gold before we can think about upgrading everything. Maybe we'll come back here. We'll grab everything before we leave. Or maybe we'll just have a look at what weapons are available, because weapons are always good. Nothing in here of value? Anything in here? Maybe there is! 9 gold! Better than nothing, eh? Hello, how are you? Thank goodness the water has receded. I can open up shop again. And are your weapons in good condition? Only a merchant knows the joy of being open to do business again. I'm sure anybody that isn't a merchant and has some sort of store or restaurant would also be happy that things are, well, that they're open. What's in here? Anything good? The answer is there is the psynergy rod, which unleashes psynergy leech rather. It is a very expensive item, 3,800. Also, just in case you wanted to check the price sideways, there is also the price sideways. I'm only pointing it out now just because I've never actually been looking at it and I thought it was just something to mention. What about your actual weapons? You have a claymore here for 4,000, which is a really good item, but realistically we could, there's only really reason to buy one because we could swap over the Arctic Blade here with Garrett, and right now I actually feel like we don't need to buy any of these items. At least for now, but then again, if we don't buy them now, we'll just be heading over to Tolby, and then there'll be more items to buy. Do I buy more items now, or do I wait? Well, we could upgrade a little bit of our equipment, I suppose. We will be selling stuff after all. Hello, I didn't see you at all before. Where did you come from? You defeated those monsters, didn't you? Yes, I did. Here, let me thank you with a kiss. Hey, you're turning beet red. Well, that was a little unexpected. Mum and Pop know something about the bottom of the mine. I wish they'd tell me what it was. I'm sure we'll find out anyway. After we look at all of your stuff. Well, there's nothing in there. What about in here? Nothing there either. I didn't want to leave my hometown. That's why I came back. The bottom of the mine, the end of the easternmost passage. I won't give that up. Give what up? I heard someone killed the water beasts. That's why I came back. There's no place like home. My husband's sense of finding treasure has never failed. Once the water recedes, we'll dig up that spot we found. Ah, there's something down there of particular value that we're going to need to find. There's also a minecart here, and there's a way up here that we can just go back to this building. But we want to go and talk to you, old man, before we go into the bottom part of the mine. The waters have flushed out tons of rock from the mine. Maybe now we'll find gems and ore we've never even seen before. Well, at least they're finding an advantage to the situation. It'll be better than digging up more of those darned ancient relics. Ancient relics? I want to hear about the ancient relics. What kind of ancient relics are you talking about? Well, I'm sure we'll find them either way. The first thing we want to do is we want to sell some items, because I don't think you're selling any shields. No, the iron shield is still what you're selling. So, Ivan, just get rid of that for us, will you? That's not a bad resale price, 900 gold. Anything else we want to get rid of right now? We could get rid of the iron helms are probably a good item. Also, the gauntlets are probably better too. Actually, they're a little worse than what you're using, but a little better than what you're using. So, that is a significant amount of money, though, for a very minor upgrade. So we're actually going to pass on that. Then again, that is also a very minor upgrade. That's only like 5 points. That is 8 points for you, though. We could, or 7 points, rather. I'm not sure I want any of these sort of incremental upgrades. Is that a significant upgrade? That's also not huge. You know what? I think I'm going to pass on all of that. What about the weapon stores, like the special weapon there? We could actually hold on to that, we could get that item, but actually, maybe we won't. Actually, I don't think we're going to. I was thinking about getting some items there, but I think we're good enough to go into here. This could be a terrible mistake. But the items will still be there when we get back. Now, there is a thing here. There's also a stone that we can't move. We've seen one of those stones before. We saw one in Vale, if you remember, where that fence was that broke way back when. We'll be seeing more stones like that, because eventually we'll be able to move them. We also might have wanted to rest in the inn before we go into here. That might be a good idea. Going back and resting in the inn would mean that we get all of our resources back. Let's just do that, shall we? After all, getting 166 coins will most certainly benefit us in making sure that we can pay for our way in the inn, that is. Paying our way is very important. We are, after all, adventurers, and it is what we do. Alright, over here, and just a very quick rest. You want to make sure you go into any dungeon as prepared as you can possibly be. Then again, I've just decided not to buy items, which is not fantastic. Alright. And rested we now are. Excellent. We'll now head down here and move into... If you'd like to move, sir, thank you. We'll head into the bottom part of the mine. The most dangerous part of the mine. Yep, they definitely save the more difficult section until last. The random encounters won't be so hard, but the puzzles certainly will be. And this will go in this direction. I've no idea why you'd want to go... If you'll notice there is a place for a minecart, but no minecart. I'm sure eventually we may find a minecart or two. There we go. One of the... two unleashes. Not bad. And that enemy is still alive. Won't be for too much longer, though. And look at that reduction of attack. That was from, like, 25 to 2. That is substantial. That is what Blizzard can do when it goes off. There we go, just defending, and more damage, and that enemy is gone! Never more to be seen. Alright, this way we go. We can't go the other way after all. And down here leads to more minecart, and a way forward. Somewhere in here, there is going to be a puzzle that we need to solve. There's also a way there that we can't yet go into. And there's nothing here whatsoever. Well, no minecart anyway. We could go south or we could go east. I think we're going to go south first, and we get the first attack, which just basically means these enemies are dead. There we go. Also, how can tarantulas hold a large amount of money? Who knows, eh? But we're about to go and get that money. Maybe they ate it. Who knows? One vorpal slash later, and that enemy is gone. Also level 16, always nice to see. And another level 16, even better. What is down here? Treasure. Is it actually treasure? It's actually treasure. Brilliant. And down here is... This is sort of maze-like. Well, that just sort of loops back round, so we could ignore that way and head this way instead. More maze-like corridors. Not the best thing to have in a mine, but I suppose they just followed wherever the ore and gems were. So they didn't really design it in a very methodical manner, they just followed the money. That enemy is going to attack, which isn't bad, and that enemy is gone. Just a few attacks here, we can deal with that. We have loads of really good equipment. Not as good as what it could be, mind you, but we are saving our money and being a little bit economical. There we go. Ooh, a spider web. And defense has... Ooh, Poison Fang. I forgot that they had Poison Fang. We'll just deal with the enemies now. And there is some damage. 15, not bad. Enemies are gone, though, so we can deal with that poison. It's a good thing that you have Mia's ability to cure poison just by default. Poison can be one of the most annoying status effects in any role-playing game. Well, apart from, say, a curse. There are many games that give you curses, and they are horrible. What's over here, I wonder? Is there going to be a long, winding corridor that leads to potentially... Aha! A way further in! Hello, single rat fighter. You have made a terrible mistake. Maybe you're the one that ran away before. Well, you found us again, and unfortunately for you, you're going to die. You can't even throw a smoke bomb at us. Goodbye, rat fighter. You are no more. What is in here? there is a... Aha! We have found the optional puzzle to get a Jinn. A Mercury Jinn. We need to move this over, I think. There we go. If we just move this over here. There we go. And then we use some psynergy to make that into a pillar of ice. We can then jump over to where that minecart is. Marvellous. What we want to do now is we want to switch where this is going. Ooh. We want to actually switch where this is going. Maybe we want to turn this into a pillar as well. It can't hurt after all. There we go. We want to switch this over to the other way. There we go. To also jump over to where that minecart is and fight these calamar. 3 calamar is not a problem. Maybe 5 might be, but 3 certainly isn't. Also, 33 less attack, we're not going to be worried about being hit by that one. The electric bite, wow, 1 point of damage. Also, another one appears. Remember when I said that there might have been 5? There are now 4, which is pretty bad. Maybe a Quake Sphere might help. After all, they are using things like Electric Bite. Maybe a Quake Sphere will do a lot of damage. Also, it will just move... Yep, that's quite a lot of damage, even though it's not critical amounts of damage. Yeah, they're all pretty gone apart from one of them. And one of them is something we don't need to worry about. Because that one is now dead. Also, that is a lot of experience. We just want to go over and find a minecart. Fortunately, there is one right here. Aha! Adventure time with minecarts! Excellent. That will go over here. And then we want to go over here. Brilliant. That will jump over there. And is this where the Jinn is? The answer is yes, it is. Jinn is here for combat only, unfortunately, because we're in the middle of a dungeon, and so we have to fight. There we go. We can deal with fights, however. Fights are easy enough to take care of. We're going to have to use some of the heat wave there. More instances where Garrett's Psynergy is really effective, because this is a Mercury Jinn, and Mercury Jinn are weak to the Mars spells. There we go, one enemy dealt with, and you're also going to be gone. Excellent. And level 17, you gain Ice Horn, which is really good. I think that is a wide-reaching attack. Hello there, Jinn. Unfortunately, combat is upon us, and we're just going to have to deal with you as quickly as we can. Maybe a Ragnarok here and a Heat Wave here, and perhaps Impact here might help. I don't know what else we want to do. Ah, yes, Ice Horn is like a bigger version of the Ice spell. It does quite a lot of damage. There we go. Your attack has been raised by 39. Not bad. I don't want to think about how powerful the spells that this Jinn are going to... Oh, Froth Spear. That is quite a bad one. It does a fair amount of damage. A lot of damage to Ivan, though. Heat Wave, however, 109 damage. Not bad. What we want to do now, I think, is use that there. Maybe use a Jinn here. Perhaps this one. That's a pretty good one to do. And I think a Impact for Mia is also good. Then again, you could just use a herb if you have one. Do you have a herb? You don't have a herb, which is not good. I think Impact for Mia. Maybe Sleep might work. We can give it a go. The worst thing that could happen is that it will fail, and a Ply here will work perfectly. Will this work? The answer is no, it did not. And Mia manages to move second thanks to the armor that she has. There we go, and the Jinn runs away. This is something that can happen. Sometimes the Jinn can just run. And that's not good, because we now need to solve this puzzle all over again, because the Jinn will return when we return back to the screen. Unfortunately, this does involve going all the way back to the entrance and then all the way back. That is a little bit of an annoyance. Hello again, how are you? Unfortunately, all of the pillars that we have moved will have moved back somehow. Maybe the Jinn moved it back. Who can say? Either way, there is a small chance that the Jinn will run, and it's a good time for it to run now in an area where it really... Ooh, poison. Not great. Where it really doesn't make that much of a difference. I mean, these encounters are not that difficult. So we can just refight them, and then move on to re-encounter the Jinn. There we go. I think, actually, what we want to do is when we're about to go and fight the Jinn, we're going to use the level 3 summon for Garrett. I think that's probably a good idea. Alright, move that over there. and then deal with this. I think we'll use Ivan's psynergy. Why not? There we go. One pillar created. And that is already pointing in the right direction. So we just need to jump over and once more ride the minecart of Jin finding. Find us some Jin! Away! Excellent. We just want to head over in this direction now. We could ignore all of this and just use that other pillar of frost there that we can make to move on. But we're not going to do that. We're going to head this way. And we're going to try this again. This time we're going to use some curing magic to make sure we're at full health. We're also going to prepare all of Garrett's Jin. There we go. Stand by, and stand by. Reduces his health substantially, but also gives us a huge advantage. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to use Ragnarok here. There we go. We're also going to use Tiamat, a 3 Jin summon. And we're also going to use Sleep, and I think just an attack here will do quite nicely. Time to show another 3 Jin summon. I don't know if I've shown one before, but it's time to... Aha! That's brilliant. A Siphon Seal will also help out. Ragnarok will also help out. Much better. And now we summon Tiamat. It's a good summon. I think the Jin is in some bother. That's a lot of damage. 213. Felling the Mercury Jin. We gain a lot more experience. And we gain the service of 1 Jin. Much better. The 4th Jin for Mia. The Mercury Jin, Spritz. There we go, we'll just pass this over, give to Mia, and set. Which will actually improve her abilities from a scribe to a cleric, which gives her 1 really good spell, which is Wish, and Wish restores 80 hit points to the whole party. It's very expensive, but actually it's a very good value compared to Ply. You restore a little bit less health, but everyone gets healed. We're going to be gaining more spells like that as time goes on, but that will be next time, folks. For when we come back, we'll start searching for more of those statues that have come to life, as has been revealed to us. It would seem like that the Psynergy Stones have a lot more effects than just giving the ability to use Psynergy to certain creatures or people. They even bring things to life, and not in a good way. Not in a good way at all. So I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. Well, I suppose it's safe to say that there will be some creatures we find that will have been positively given life and are very friendly. I imagine Tret was indeed sentient before the Psynergy Stones happened. It was hinted at that he was feeling and experiencing and thinking beforehand, but the Psynergy Stones kind of made a massive problem happen, and then the Kalima curse occurred. And now we have the Altin water-spewing monsters. Hopefully the next place we go to won't have any of these problems. That's wishful thinking, isn't it? I think it is. Later.